Facebook as author Shemia Hill-Burton and Instagram as Shemia Hill-Burton.
What's the difference?
Well, it's just the way that we had to set up. You know what I'm saying?
All right, moving right along.
Wow. It's my business page.
This your business page?
Author Shemia Hill-Burton is my business.
Because you a businesswoman.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, businesswoman.
Business page.
All right now.
Hi, I'm Jerry Savage Aldridge. I am a 21-year breast cancer survivor.
Breast cancer thriver.
And thriver. And my purpose in life is to empower other breast cancer survivors to let them know that they can be all that they can be, and they can go beyond just surviving.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
I love it.
Yeah.
I wasn't cutting you off. You had more to tell them.
Yeah, and I can be reached on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and it's Jerry Savage Aldridge.
Okay, Jerry Savage Aldridge. Y'all get that right, okay? Because I'm still working on it.
Gerri.
Good. Good deal. Okay.
All right. I'm author Tiasha Janae. I am your total package coach, representing TBLV Management Group, where we teach people the truth about what we were taught to believe about building legacies and living victoriously.
Okay, where to reach you at?
Oh, okay.
We don't know.
Yeah, y'all might want to reach me, right? Okay, so
They might.
So the way that you reach me, I'm green. So I go, from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you name it. I am Tiasha Janae. That's IAMTEASHA. Middle name JENEA, not AEEA. And that's how you reach me.
That's how you reach her. All right. You know what I love about that? Because, again, this is a teaching, learning, marketing platform. And what I do is I help people set up the right way the first time. And when you're talking about getting on all these different platforms, it's really good for your branding purpose to have something like Tiasha has, which is one name straight across the board. So it makes it very, very easy for people to find you, so they don't have to play around with what is it? Is it one? Is it this? Is it that? And, and names are so similar to where you on the wrong page, you're tagging the wrong person. So it just helps it out that way. Well, you all know who I am. I am Wanda D Hollis, the Motivational Queen. I am the founder and CEO of the wonderful company called Walking Through the Storm. What I do is I help people brand their businesses, get media exposure. I'm also a coach, certified coach with the John Maxwell team. So my lane is in leadership and development. And, I'm a granny. I like to party. I'm the fun. I bring the fun, so, all that other kind of wonderful stuff. I am also an author, a recorded spoken word artist. The list goes on and on and on. But what we're here today is to just help people understand some of the processes of writing books and why they should write books. We're also going to be checking into our Facebook scroll news, which Tiasha is handling that. And Tiasha, give them the phone number where they can call in if they want to get maybe with a question or something.
Okay, if you have a question for one of the panelists or Wanda D Hollis, you may reach us at 470-251-4647. Again, that number is 470-251-4647.
Okay, great. Awesome. So my first question, and I'm going to spin that around to our newest love. She coming for you. This the hot seat, right? I said, no. She was trying to sit on the end, right? I said, no. Come on back to me. So then when I have to, pinch your leg or hug you real tight, you won't be so far. I won't have to reach across you or nothing, nothing like that. But anyway, we're just here to have fun. So Miss Jerry, tell us why. And I know the name of your book is His Grace is Significant. Say the word. Sufficient. And it's a compilation, right?
Yes, it is.
Different. Okay. So, and we were talking the other night, and I found it quite fascinating because she literally has a couple other books inside of her Shanana, and she has to get those out. And she said to me, you know, but you understand, right? What did I say?
No. I said no, she didn't say no. I didn't know what to say after that.
She leaves us speechless.
No, I don't understand. But anyway, so tell us about this book and why did you jump on this project?
Well, this project, first of all, was compiled by Teresa Hawley Howard. And she has a really good gift for coming up with titles and having a person think about that title and then they relate their life to that title. And so when she posted His Grace is Sufficient, I was like, okay, grace, I've had that all my life. Perfect title. And my first thoughts was to write about how grace helped me conquer breast cancer. Because really it was not an easy task.
I'm sure.
You know, the chemo, the radiation, the thousands of doctor's appointments. It was, you know, quite daunting. And so I could not have done it if it wasn't for the grace.
Right.
And so, therefore, it was easy for me to write to that subject.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have lots of questions, but I'm just going to let everybody sink inside of that. And just tell them right quick before we lose track, how can they go and purchase that book? Because I know that I can just imagine the content inside of that, especially knowing that your story is in there with so many other people that's just relating to that title. So
Right.
how could we get that
Well,
book?
they could purchase that book by contacting me through email, and that's Jerry, Gerri, 7328 at Comcast.net.
Okay.
And I will get that book to them as quickly as possible.
Okay, great. So y'all make sure y'all write that down and then put that in over there on Facebook board so so the people will remember. And also, I think you're giving away some books tonight, right?
I sure am.
Okay, so tell them about that.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I
mouth
put it out.
open
I
up and-
woke up this morning and I felt, a little. I guess I was like feeling like I should give. It's Sunday, it's the day of giving, and so therefore I said, I'll give away 3 books to the first 3 callers that call in, ask to speak to me, ask me a question, whatever, ask one of the panel a question. I just thought it was important to offer that.
Okay.
Because the stories in there are not just about breast cancer. It's about child abuse, domestic violence, mental illness. It's fascinating to read.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just swing this question around there to Miss Tiasha Janae, and she's an author. She's a co-author of this book right here. Here, I'm gonna slide that to you, even though my name is on the title, but she has those books with her name on the title. Tell them about why you got into that book because that's also a collaboration.
Yes, Wanda D Hollis did this collaboration, Wake Up Winning No Matter What, because losing is not an option. When I saw it, it's something about the sun. It draws me, for one. Okay? I didn't know Wanda from a can of paint. Okay?
Ooh, from a can of paint.
From a can of paint.
That's
I didn't
rough.
know.
Ain't that rough?
That's some
I
kind
didn't
of
know.
analogy.
That's an analogy. she went old school. She went super old school. You must got some old
I do.
people.
I do.
You've been around. A can of paint. Dang, that was. I could have been like a slice of bread, but a can of paint. Okay, tell them what you really think.
Okay, good.
How you really feel?
How you really feel? A can of paint, Yeah. Okay. Well, go right ahead.
But I didn't know Wanda, okay? And so, I was supposed to be writing my own book. And that's why I was laughing at her comment when she said, that you told her no. Because, we had this little discussion about my book. But I never wrote my book. And so I told God, I said, God, I don't even know the first thing to do about writing a book. I need to get on a project with somebody, send somebody to show me. And he sent this lovely queen right here.
From a can of paint.
From a can of paint,
paint.
right? And
Send the right can of paint.
Send the right can of paint. If you
Perfect
gonna
shade.
if you gonna paint,
I
you
gotta
might
be
as
the
well
right
be
shade.
the right
Yeah.
shade.
Yeah.
Perfect shade.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Okay.
and
Perfect
just the
color.
right shade, okay?
There
Like
goes
I
the right
told you, that's
shade.
so
Right
right.
here.
It did it for me. But the wake up winning, no matter what, it related to me. Let me put it that way. It related to me because every day is a struggle. And, you know, people go through things, we deal with things, and every day you got to push yourself out of the bed, you know? And so when I heard about the project and what it was about and what it stood for, I had to get on the project. Now, Wanda has this little story about me with my $100 bill. I took a picture of the $100 bill and sent it to her, but you know, that's worse than snail mail. You ain't gonna never get it, right? So I had to figure out how to get that $100 to her. But, you know, like I said, I asked God to send me somebody that could help me with the process. And this lady, she helped me get into the space, learn what to do. Like we mentioned earlier, how to brand ourselves, where we're even and green all over, you know, all platforms. That way people know how to reach you. This project was amazing for me and my life, and it helped me and my children, you know, and now I have an author at home, you know, inspiring author because of it. And so that's amazing, you know, how it changed lives. So
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that is funny. Tiasha kind of reached out to me, and she, you know, like she said, I'm gonna keep with her analogy. She didn't know me from a can of paint, but she saw, I guess she saw the opportunity to get on because I am the collaborator of that particular book, and for me, I had to write. It was a project for me because I had just went through some quite a trying time. And my life screamed that I needed to do something because I didn't want to curl up on the couch. So Taria Avant reached out to me and said, hey, you know, you want to collaborate? Or, you know, you want to put a project together? And I said, sure. And I know just what I'm going to call it. Well, I was already doing the Wake Up Winning cause. So I was saying, you know, and during that time, I said, well, you know, I'm going to keep going with this whole Wake Up Winning thing because in July of 2017, my mom passed, and then a couple months later, my grandmother and my grandfather and everybody like crashed down. And actually, it was more people than that in our family. It must have been like about 6 people that left, and someone was really, really close to me. Like one of my favorite cousins, he also passed in that same year. A couple of days from my grandfather passing, so actually their funeral was on the same day, and I couldn't go to both. So, you know, and was supposed to go to the other one afterwards. So I was like, you know what, I can't move no more. So I was out of town, and I was in my grandmother's living room still doing the Wake Up Winning cause. And my grandmother would get up in the morning, and she'd say to me, what are you doing? Do you ever sleep? I said, yeah, I sleep, Granny, you know. So I did that, and as a result, this project came to me, and I said, well, you know what? I want to gather some other people to be a part of it. And Tiasha came in at the end of it. At the last end, there was only maybe 1 or 2 more slots available. And she said, listen, I want to be on this project, and I got $100, but I can't get it to my PayPal account right now, and I don't know. And she sent me this picture. I was like, well baby, I see $100, but I don't have it yet, you know. So, you know, so she is definitely, I can't speak enough about her persistence and her resilience, because every time something would happen, and it would be that you could always say that this is a reason for me to quit doing something, and she would just jump back in and say, no, I'm not, you know, and she just keep on going. And it was every single time things would just be hitting her like bam, bam, bam. But that's the whole premise of the Wake Up Winning and message, is to, it doesn't mean that you're not falling down. It's all about how fast you're going to spring up. So in this book, there's people talking about a variety of things, from depression, mental illness, molestation, you know, like the whole thing. And then they're in the lane of success. you know, and some are still trying to figure it out, you know, PSD and just a whole bunch of stuff. So we all have to just find our voice in our mess and keep pushing past it. So I'm just glad that I was able to stay committed to the project, because I tell you, a time like that is, you just want to go to sleep and never get up. So I always say to people, and this is just what I do, is I say, find you a project that you can get involved with that will hold your emotions together. But it's when we don't have anything to do that we tend to go back into these dark, deep places and we can't move ahead.
That's true.
You know, so we have to keep on going.
Yes.
And so Cutie Pie, let's talk about your book. Give them the quick version of Beautiful Hero.
Beautiful and Hero.
And Hero, I'm sorry. Beautiful
Okay,
and
she
Hero.
always do it.
I always
Beautiful
do
Hero,
it.
She always put it together. There's a book that's out like that, so I don't want you to.
No. Beautiful and Hero. Two people. Beautiful and Hero. Okay.
Okay, just a short. I'm gonna give a short synopsis of it.
Why did you become an author?
Oh wow.
That's the storyline right now.
So, the reason that I became an author actually is I've been writing since I was 12. Yes, right. I've been writing since I was 12. I have always loved coming up with stories, and I have this big, bold, bright imagination.
Ooh.
And because at the time when I was 12, I wasn't seeing a lot of African American stories in. It wasn't really a lot. You were always seeing Caucasian stories. Not saying Caucasian stories are bad. It's just saying that we weren't being represented in our own skin for our own merit and things of that nature. I wanted to bring something different to the literary world for
And
urban
that you
writing.
did.
Yes, for urban writing. So
Okay.
I have so many twisted romances. I write fiction. So that's the first thing I do. I write fiction. So everything I write is, you may think is real, but it's not.
So that takes a lot of creativity, because it's easy to pull from what you know, but then you're pulling from the things that them dreams and those
Oh, yes,
those
my visions
fantasies
and
and
stuff.
all that kind of
Oh,
stuff,
my
you know. So that gets real
And I dream
juicy.
in color.
Yeah.
You dream in color? Do you dream in color?
Yeah, I dream in color.
Yeah, see, a lot of people, some people say they don't dream in color. Some people say they don't dream at all. And, of course, I remember all of my dream, not just parts of it.
That's
It's
good.
too real for me.
That's good. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. It's kind of like a destiny, you know. So you were destined to write and tell the story. I believe everybody has a story inside of them,
I do.
and you know, it's just a matter of. But everybody's probably not meant to be a writer, because we all have different gifts.
Yes.
But I do know that everybody has a story. For me, I have been writing for so long, and writing has always been therapy. You know, I was writing poetry and stuff, and we've written the hard stuff, like, you know, instructional manuals and operational stuff. So just on systems all over. So what are some of the things that you can encourage somebody to do in the start process of writing?
Okay, so for the start process of
And y'all
writing.
think about that too.
Here you go. So we get into the lesson. Let's get our listening ears on. Get into
You
the
have
lesson.
your listening ears on?
Ears on? No. For the process of writing, you would first want to, I would say, come up with some ideas. Don't settle on one, because we all come up with like different storylines, different topics, and stuff comes to you every day. So write those things down. You want to go ahead and write down any idea you come up with, even if you don't know the story yet. Go ahead and write it down, because later on in a day, a month, a year, you might be like, you know what was that thing about? And then you could probably write it. So you want to write down all your ideas first. Then after that, you want to pick whatever idea you want to do. Now, there are different ways in order to organize your writing. Okay, some people use those timelines that you saw when you was in literature. Unfortunately, I can't.
You don't use a timeline?
I can't.
How do you do it?
I write it. Okay, here. My creative process, I'll tell you mine. My creative process is anything that comes to me, I can
just
write it,
write it
jot
down.
down. And if I have a story that needs to come out right then, it's coming. It's like a movie playing in my head, and I can see everything, and I'm just going at it. That's mine. That's my process. And since that's my process, it's not going to work for everybody. Some people, they need the timeline. I'm not going to jump on you and say, oh, you need a timeline, because there are people who will be like, well, you need to write a timeline. No, you don't. If you feel it flowing, go ahead and write it. Write as long as it's going to as your imagination lets you flow. That is the process. You're coming into the process of creativity. You got to be able to create the world, create the sounds, hear the sounds, get the characters out of your head and everything else. And you may just be like, well, I only got the character. Okay, write down the character description. Oh, I only got the scene. Write down the scene.
Because you can bring all of that back together.
Exactly. It'll come to you. It'll come to you later. And now once you finish doing that, you'll start writing. Look, write. Don't worry about grammar. Don't worry about transitions. We will get into that because transitions are important. Don't worry about any of that. Right now, you're just trying to get the raw story out. A lot of people spend too much time trying to make it perfect. This is not the time to make it perfect. This is the time to get it out.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
That's great. So what I heard you say is that maybe we should keep a journal, and I was always like one to keep. I have thousands of journals, but journal by your bed because things come in your dreams, and then you can flip over, and it might have been something about that project that you're working on, so you can kind of write that down. Keep your journal in your pocketbook, in your purse, in your back pocket. So with anytime something comes on, you be like, oh, that's a cool idea. Let me just write that down. You might see something in the store. You know, or setups. You know, you
can see somebody having an argument and be like, "Ooh,
that was good.
I like that." And you may not use the whole argument,
but you
be
just
like,
use the storyline
I like
of
the
it.
way this energy is running. Okay, so my characters can argue like that. I pull stuff from everywhere.
Arguing characters.
You gotta understand that you gotta pay attention when you're around because you might end up in one and not know you in it. I'd be like, oh, okay, you did that. I'm gonna just.
I don't know if she put me in one. So Miss Jerry, what was your process when you had started in your book, in your writing? What was the process?
I had to feel it. That was the first thing. I couldn't start writing until I started to feel it. And then once I started to feel it, then my thoughts would start to come out. And I start talking about the process, what I went through, how it made me feel. I started coming up with steps that you can take, to help you, do whatever. It's different for everybody, just as she said. But for me,
yours was more emotional.
Mine is more ideal. I come from the emotional part of it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
When I feel it, I can go right in.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's good. Well, so Tiasha, what about you? How did you start in the process when it came to writing?
We got somebody trying to win this prize over here.
Well, you know what? I missed the call. The ringer was down. If y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all call back in. Y'all trying to. It's not my fault. Of course, it's my fault. But I apologize now.
If y'all want that prize, you try again. Okay.
Call again.
Call again. Or I'm gonna go out in the hallway and call.
Sorry, don't be
okay.
down my fan club.
I'm not trying to. I'm trying to make you feel good.
I'm building.
That's right. Go ahead and build it. That's right. Let her build. Go ahead, honey. Stack it up.
Right.
Somebody step out
right.
in the hallway and call. Okay.
Right.
Kush, call in.
Okay.
Jimmy Sherry say, wait a minute. I did. Okay, Tiasha, so what was your process of writing?
Well, as you know, this is my first actual project.
So I kind of know what that process is.
Yeah.
But you still had to get into it, so you can tell them about how that happened.
Well, one thing that I do want to mention is that Wanda, she look, I love Wanda, y'all. When I tell you, she don't let you just do anything. She wants the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
So help you guys.
And I love her for that because, like I said, being on this project helped me And the reason why is because I was playing it safe. You know, I don't know how many people out there love to play stuff safe. But when you got something that you're putting out into the world and you're trying to give a story to somebody, you want to make sure that you are transparent and authentic and, you know, telling the truth, the whole truth. And, you know, and it's not that you're lying, but you're not giving them the whole you. And so, you know, I was writing and I was doing my little part, because in this collaboration process, it was transcribed. And so we did interview. And with the interview process, they took what you said and transcribed it for you. Now, this was like the easiest project ever.
It was easy.
Because they helped every step of the way. And so I answered questions. Wanda would just stop it and say, look, I know it's more to this than what you're saying. But I get it. Because, I mean, think about it. God has you here as a servant, right? We're servants. And so if we're going to serve others, I can't tell you that I woke up and went to sleep, but then forget all the stuff in between, because I'm not helping nobody. So you have to give them everything, all of it. And so that was, you know, the process of this book. But one thing that I've learned, you know, because this is about me and others, and, you know, so it's not a character book, but for the book that I'm actually working on, I've started that process.
So it's going to be fictional?
Well, no, it's about your spirituality. It's the power of. And so you're learning the power of prayer, the power of oneness. You know, so each chapter has a topic that we're talking about. So once you come up with the topics, and then you get your title. The title could be the last thing, but I had my title already. I had it before we started the project. I just never did anything with it, and I start to see it everywhere. So one thing I'm gonna tell you guys: if you have an idea, go with it. Because if you don't, God gonna give it to somebody else. So,
that's good stuff.
That's good stuff.
That's good stuff. You know, it's so funny because that project, it was easy. It was very, it was a lot of energy on my part, because I listened to everybody's story. And by me knowing a lot of them, some people were brand new, totally new. But as we walked throughout this process, because what was it, about 6 months?
6 months.
Yeah. So, and I just want to share, because I'm about to get into the marketing. When we put together this project, it wasn't just us telling our stories, but it also had a bio end of it, where people that are in business like Tiasha, now you can not only hear her story, but then you can keep up with her. And so it lets you know how to get in touch with her, what her business model is, and all these other kind of great things. And as we were sitting there, and I'm asking these questions, because I had to come up with the questions, and we're recording, and of course, like she said, it's like, stop, like, come on now, I know something better than that. Gotta, you know, that was not it. So and imagine doing that with 21 people.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You know, so that took about, and I would, you know, when I say I'm getting it done, I set a schedule, a calendar, and it's phone call after phone call, and we're going through it, and then we send it off, and it comes back, and then they look at it, and they, you know, make sure it's whatever it is, and some of it, you know, gets rewritten, because your stuff is only good as the transcriber. So when it comes back to you, you got to make sure that those are your words and that's what you meant for it to be. But at the end of the whole process of the project was marketing. We marketed so hard with this collaboration to where, you know, you learn how to do business when you have a project of that magnitude. We did pre-sale marketing, pre-post marketing. We did marketing before anybody ever written anything. So by the time this book is ready to come out, it's everybody's looking for it. We had an area in this book where we allowed you to put acknowledgments in. The people, 20 people got in the acknowledgement, so it's loaded with acknowledgments on the pre-sale. People were making money before the book came out. A lot of heavy hitters, they were making like like $2,000-$3,000 coming out of the gate before the books were even off the press. So because for me, it's about business. I tell anybody, people like to write, and I don't knock it, but I'm just not there yet. They like to write, I just want to write a story about myself. I'm like, who cares? And like, nobody cares about you, but don't get offended. I say that because from the perspective of everybody has a story. Now, and I was talking to somebody and they said, well, I want to write a story. I said, well, what do you want to write a book about? And they said, well, my life. I said, what's so great about your life? And so I saw the story inside of what they were saying, but their talent is in the restaurant business and they know how to turn restaurants around. So I said, now I'm going to show you how to work that story into what you do, and then you can stand in the platform of thousands of people and tell them how to start their business in the restaurant and share your life story with them to how you even got to the restaurant business. That's what I do. I don't sit down with you and say, hey, so what, you were beat on as a kid? I mean, who wasn't? I had a black mama, so I know what that feels like. So I mean, I don't knock it, so they be like, Wanda, but I'm just very honest in the terms of when you write a book, you don't want to write a book so it can stay on the shelf and collect dust. You want to get it out there. So we're going to just really quickly get into some marketing tips to share. And I know I'm going to start it off and then you all can, you will be next. Okay. So get ready. Okay. So one thing, like I said, is in the pre-sale, when people miss this boat, and this is because of hesitation. We're taught to hesitate because our brain tries to trick us into, that's not comfortable. You don't know what you're doing. When you decide that you're going to write a book, put your dates down and act and believe that those dates are going to manifest. So start talking about it right away. You can start with a simple post saying, guess what? My book is coming out soon. Don't nobody have a clue what you're talking about. That right there will become a buzz. Now everybody is saying, what are you talking about? And then you tell them, inbox me, inbox me, inbox me. So then you're having private conversations to say, listen, I got a book coming out. Would you like to be in my book? Send me $20 and I'll put you in my book. They're paying for the book in advance. Now, if you collect 20 times however many people you want to be acknowledged in your book, that's paying for your book. That's the simplest marketing tool out the gate, is to get the money right there, because you're going to write your book, right? True. You're going to write this book. So you're saying, listen, let me start getting my monies right for this project, because there's other things that you need to get right. Another thing is, when you start to write a book, think of it like a business. Your book is your business. So make sure you get all your marketing tools right. Go get you a professional photo shoot. All of our people, our book was so organized, you could not bring us no pictures with your background of your kitchen cabinets or your bathroom shot. We've said professional pictures only, white background. What that did is it looks good for everything we do as a unit. So fast forward, when we did our first conference and our flyers were created, everybody is on this white backdrop. It looks good. So set your plans up as though you're looking for completion. You cannot, the reason why people don't finish a book is because they don't put a time period on saying when we're launching. And another thing is, you want to if you want to stay in the flow of business, then do a business launch event, not just a book signing. Couple it with something. So let's use the scenario of the guy that has all of the talent in the restaurant business. Do an event like, hey, you want to learn how to start your own restaurant business? Come to this event. Then release your book at that event. They're going to buy your book because they interested in what you said about starting the restaurant business. So now you get this double dose of, hey, I'm releasing my book. I'm giving information on how to start a restaurant. It's a party. I'm gathering everybody together and always have a next step. So when you book an event from an event, so think about, okay, well, what am I going to offer them? So you might say, you come in, I'm going to talk broad strokes about how to do a restaurant. But then at the end of the day, if you want to work with me personally, then you can sign up over here and I will walk you through the process of opening a restaurant. So that's 3 good tips that y'all could use. So anybody else want to share some tips?
Okay. Network. You want to network with as many people as you can. One of the things that I did when I first came out, because this book actually, Beautiful Hero actually was first time released in 2011. The cover was not perfect. This is like the lower end stages and the beginning stages of self-publishing. So all the covers weren't as fabulous as they are now. Don't worry about that part. That stuff can change. But you want to network. So I made my author, Shemia Hilburn page, as my business page, so I could have places for people to network with me. And I started looking up people like book clubs, and I was looking for groups that were doing things with books and everything else, because those people have contacts. The more people you get in touch with, the more contacts you receive, just like this wonderful woman here. Someone gave me her. This is because I wasn't part of the Wake Up Window.
Oh, yeah, that's where you first came in. She was a vendor.
I was a vendor.
Ooh, tell them about that event that we had with that book signing.
So here's the thing. I had no idea this was a book launch. You might want to do some research to find out if you're doing a book launch, because I'm selling books at her book launch. I'm like, oh, okay. And I hit up Wanda, because someone else, Candy, Candy, she knows a friend of mine who that friend gave me Candy, and Candy gave me you. So I was like, okay, that was my first time coming on the show, too. So I came up and she was like, no, what you doing Sunday? Come to the show. Honey, I was nervous.
Networking.
So with that networking, I got to be part of this event. I was a part of all the other parts, not the making, but everything else that blossomed after. And you see where I'm at now, darlings.
Darlings.
Make sure you network.
Yes.
Do not be afraid to network, because you have no idea who you're walking in the door with. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know. True. People you think don't know nobody, oh honey, they know people. They just, it's they were like, okay, well, you either need it or you don't need it. That's the kind of thing, because when you know somebody, they don't want everybody to know you. So make sure you're networking. Network with anybody. Network with other authors. I talk to other authors more than I probably talk to marketing individuals and stuff like that, because they've already wrote books. So talk to people who wrote books. Don't be afraid, because they will give you tidbits. They will give you information that you need. I know some people feel like if you wrote a book, you're going to be snobbish about it. I always give people great advice if you need advice about writing a book. If you have a problem with transitions or a scene or something, I'm always open to those type of things. That's the reason why networking is so important. The other thing is, believe in yourself.
That's good.
This is important, because when I wrote this book, a lot of people didn't believe that this book was going to get done. A lot of people. Didn't matter. I knew I was going to write the book. I put it in me that I'm going to write the book.
That's right.
Just like, you said, she said she didn't know how she was going to do it, but it was going to get done. See, people, you want to be on your own bandwagon first.
Yeah.
You want to be on your own bandwagon first.
Yeah.
You're not on your own bandwagon first, nobody else is going to be.
That's right.
So make sure that you know that
Network and believe in yourself.
And believe in yourself about what you're going to do and accomplish.
All right. That was fire. I like that. Okay, who's next? Who jump in if you...
Well, we talked about that last night. We were talking about not letting other people dictate to you what you can do. And for me, I just said, well, I'm just going to create. I didn't even have a book out. I had created my group, which is Georgia and beyond, book lovers,
lovers.
and bloggers.
You brought the book. She brought the authors to her. That
I
was smart.
brought the authors to me. So now I have maybe 300 or so people in that group, and they come from
Everywhere.
all different places and
Gotta join you.
Yeah, you do.
states.
What
and
is it
it's
called
great.
again?
Yeah, I gotta
Put
join
it
you.
in the feed too.
I am.
It's Georgia
Georgia and beyond,
and beyond
book lovers and bloggers.
and bloggers. And that speaks to creating your own community. So if you're an author, create your community. Create your community. Utilize the social medias to
Right.
create your own community.
Right.
So, and then what else? What other tips can you share with us?
Let me see. For writing, you must allow time to write. You can't just
Block
say.
time.
You can't just wake up in the morning and say, okay, I'm gonna write right now. You have to allot that time so
Yeah.
that you can be consistent with it.
That's good. That's good. That is so good because my whole thing when I have clients and they'll say, "Well, you know how it is. I just wasn't feeling like it." I'm like, "No, I don't know how that is." Cuz we don't move on what we feel like. You move on the responsibilities to what you have to accomplish. And when it comes to writing, you do have to just say, "You know what? This is the time that I'm a write." And even if you can't like get back into the story, kind of like what you said, sometimes you can't get back in the story. Just write something, just in that writing time, just write something. So if your writing time is 2 to 3, sit your booty down and just write. Even if you can't connect the dots right away, just write, because then that discipline will take you there.
Right.
Yep.
So I like that. Can I give you a bell?
Awesome stuff. Awesome.
Yes. So Tiasha, now you do a lot. So share some of your marketing tips
Okay.
that you use. I know you was out selling books yesterday, right?
Yeah. You see, I have a bunch of children, right? And so,
Bunch of children.
A
I have
gang of
6.
them.
Yeah, I have 6 babies.
She got a basketball team.
Probably 2. They
Yes.
can play both. They be trying to play both. 3-3-3.
So what?
And so my children, when I tell you, I keep them active. And the reason why is because I believe in an idle mind is a devil's playground. And so with that being said, my oldest daughter, she writes. She's a poet.
Yes, she is.
Amazing poet, okay?
Awesome.
And, she's like, "Mom, stop talking about me. I'm okay." No, you're great. And when I
You're
tell you
amazing.
people advocate for her all the time, and I just, like you said, believe in yourself, And so that's what we're working on with her. But she's in the band. She's a writer. They are part of all type of organizations. My next oldest daughter, she does, she's also in the band, but she dances. And so because of them being in the band, myself and their father used to be in the band. So then there's a networking platform for a lot of things that I do, because there's parents and there's other students, and then there's teachers. They do drama, they do cheer, they do dance, so you're in a position where you have a lot of people that you can reach out to and collaborate with. And one of the things that I've learned is like the barter system in this program, because you don't have to sell your book to everybody, but if I'm going to give you this book for something that you're giving me, maybe we're swapping things. I can help you with this if you help me with this, because women need to
Absolutely.
help other women, you know.
And men.
And
We
men.
got men in the
Yeah,
room.
men
We're not
too.
going to leave them out.
But I just, I'm speaking from personal experience. So, yeah, of course, we help our men. We help our kings. But it's something about a lot of people saying how women don't like to collaborate and stick together and lift each other up. I'm about pulling other women up. And so I collaborate with a lot of different groups that have a lot of women in it, like, the Women Entrepreneurs of America. I just got a call the other day and a speaking engagement from a book from someone that I've never met before. And I said, well, how many people are on your platform? She said, just you. What? So I'm so excited.
Fabulous.
I'm so excited. Look, that's my testimony for a moment.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, you never know who you're going to be talking to or what you're talking about. And so being involved in PTAs and, you know, other organizations is also a good marketing tool because you have something relatable to the other person.
Yeah, because you got to get out of the house, and that's that's a couple of things that you said that really stuck out. When you write a book, look for other events to partner with, so then you can go and like speak. And it doesn't matter if your book is fictional or non-fictional. Right. You are an author. You are an author. You know, no, you're not a writer. You're an author. You're published.
Yes.
You're a published author. So that puts you in a whole different category, and you have to get excited about being in that category. You know, because if you don't get excited about it, then they won't treat you like you're in a special club. You know, but you are in a special club, and you can also, this is another tip, is get your book submitted into competitions. Just for the fact that it will get in somebody's hands. It doesn't matter whether you win or not. Right. Just the fact that you submit it in there and you say, listen, you know, my book was submitted to this club and that club, and it will start to gain traction, and you'll get called. Somebody will read it and they'll see it. And guess what? All these bloggers are looking for content. So contact these bloggers and let them know that you are an author, and tell them what's in your story, and then they'll say, listen, I want to talk to you about your book. Another tip that I have is know your elevator pitch as it pertains to your book. Know that. So case in point, if I'm out and I say something like, hey, well, what are you reading? And they like, that's not a question that normally people ask, but you're asking that question because why? You have books for sale. Yeah. So you're like, what are you reading? And they say, well, I'm reading. And that also lets you know who's reading. You can ask any woman what she's reading, and she probably will tell you she's reading something. And because women are the persons who purchase books more so than men do. So what are you reading? And then you listen, and you listen good, and then you hit them with whatever your book is about. So if your book is like listen, I'm an author, and you tell them your title, what your book is about really quickly, and then say, would you like to purchase it? It's $20. Go in for it. What are you holding back for? Just like anything else. If you walk into a store and you order some food, they're going to bring you a bill.
That's right.
Every time. They not getting ready to play around with you. They ain't going to say maybe she want the bill or not. They going to bring you the bill. Right? Are they bringing the bill? Have they ever kept a bill? No. Now, they might keep your credit card after you pay for the food, and you have to say, listen, can I get my credit card back? But they bring in the bill every time, and I think as authors, you have to realize that you're now in the business of sales. You are a salesperson, and if you don't like it, learn to love it, because salespeople make the top income historically and forever. They always will. If you can sell anything, you can sell everything. And you should start by taking what you said, believing in yourself. Don't you believe in your book? So we have a thing that we do, which is a 2-book minimum. Always have 2 books on you. Always plan to sell them anytime you leave the house. So you should, if your books is $20, so you should be making at least $40 a day in book sales. Every single time. Sit down at the restaurant, put your books on the table, and say, listen, what are you reading? I have this good book right here, you know, and you should buy it. It's $20. Cash app, PayPal, cash, credit card, whatever. Come on in, sweetie pie, you can have a seat. So that's the key. That's the key. Any tips that you like to, I'm gonna come back to you. I'm coming to you. So any tips that you want to share with anybody in terms of the understanding that they are brilliant and they can do it. Because I know we all have these stories. We've been talking about this whole book thing. What last words would you like to leave with somebody in this whole space of becoming an author?
I would say start tomorrow. Start writing. Just start writing. There's no magic to it. It's words that are coming from you, and speak from your heart. Okay. It'll be very easy.
Okay, awesome. I like that. Tiasha, you got last words for becoming an author?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've talked about it over and over. Just be who you are and who God called you to be. Don't say, oh, she wrote this book, I want to write it just like hers. Be you. What do you have to say? What did God give you to get out to this world? What's your purpose? And start writing from that purpose. Once you know what your purpose is and who you're here to help, that's going to be the starting point of figuring out what you have to tell the world. So I would say that.
Awesome. Know your purpose. I like that.
Okay, so mine is, it's okay to be a writer. Understand that you don't have to. If some people want to just get it out, you can be a writer. Writers produce stuff too, but once you actually have it published, you are an author. Be happy about that title. Some people think, author is a little, it's a little snobbish sometimes. The
I
title.
don't know who these people are you talking about.
I've met people. I've met people. I've met people. They think it's a little snobbish, but it's okay for you to be the writer. You
Somebody
write
gotta tell a
forever.
story.
I'm always gonna be a writer. I'm always gonna be writing. So I'm always gonna be a writer. But once I publish it, I'm an author. It's my legacy. Know that. Once this is published, this is your legacy. This is something no one can take from you. This is something you built yourself.
Right.
So make sure that you understand that.
Right.
Don't look at it as, oh, I won't be this person. I won't be that person. You're going to be you. Like you said, you're going to be you. And this is going to be your legacy. And you're going to be able to, no one's going to be able to take that from you. As soon as it's published, it's going to be there forever.
It's there.
You can go dead and gone, and people will be like, you know what? I read this book, and she's not even alive no more.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
Your legacy.
Your legacy.
Accept it.
Accept
That's
it.
what you need to do.
Woo, that was some good stuff. Y'all want to clap y'all hands, make some noise, get a little rowdy up in here,
Let the church
Let the church say amen. I'm telling you, co-host, you
Talk about
better rock it. So yeah, I mean, shoot, we could just all go home and write a book. I mean, what else is there to do? It ain't nothing else to it but to do it. Do the do. Yeah. I don't know, co-host. You came on with that. You closed that. You put the nails in the coffin on that one.
I gave a lot of people some prep talks. Like, I know a lot of individuals who were writing their books, and they were at the start of it, and they're like, oh, I don't know if I should write it. This is what like, no. I'm like you. I want to hear it.
I don't even hear it. I don't even. So go
We
talk to
gonna do
somebody
it.
else about that.
We're going to do it, or we're not going to do it.
Right.
No, they're like, no, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
It's in you. I've already heard the story. So
Exactly.
I'm like, what
Right.
are you
What are
doing?
you talking
Exactly.
about?
Why are you not letting everybody else hear the story?
Right.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be good. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Somebody's
Can I say
gonna,
one more
the
thing?
thing. Oh, go ahead.
After you finish.
Yeah.
Oh, this is free table.
Well, I heard her say story, and that just, something that I like to tell people, and I think is very important. The story that you're writing is not for you. Who cares what you put in it? It's not for you to be like, oh, this is for me. You already know the story. Okay?
It's
It's
for
those
you.
people that don't know the story.
Right.
Okay? So again, I mentioned earlier that it's for somebody else.
Right.
And so the history, your past is God's story. It's history. His story. And then your test that you've been through is a testimony for somebody else. That's why I love this book that she got. I ain't gonna pick it up because you see it up here, but it says he turned my mess into a message. It's for somebody else. What's the message that you're trying to get out to people, and what do they need to hear? If you hold it in, God gonna look at you and say, you remember that person you was supposed to write that book for, and you didn't write it? They didn't never get the message. So then this happened to them, and that happened. Not saying that it's all your fault, but think about it. We hold servants title in our hands.
That's right.
And who are we helping? We have to help somebody.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm telling you, this panel on fire, y'all. Y'all better catch the wave. Well, all I know is that, you know, God has a calling on all of our lives. We can listen or we cannot listen. There will always be somebody to tell you that you shouldn't do something. The most discouraging thing I think for people to get started and then to continue is that they don't believe they can do it, and then they don't get the support of the people closest to them. But close people are not going to support you, and that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, people are waiting for your downfall, not your come up. I'm just going to tell you the truth. And even though all these people say I'm living my best life, they don't want you to live your best life. So you have to come around people like us, like the I Am Enough talk show team, because we're going to tell you that you deserve your best life, and you deserve it right now. You know, it doesn't have to come any kind of fancy bows or nothing like that. Just go out here and get whatever it is you come to the planet, you made it through. I think what happens is people forget how hard it was to get here. You know, it was a lot of people fighting for that egg, and then somebody made it and you popped through. So that's enough for you to be celebrating every day. And when you write the book, be excited about your book. You got to stay excited. You can't write a book today and get it published and then you put it on the shelf and be like, oh yeah, that thing over there. You have to stay excited. And these are choices. The choices that you make to accelerate in your life are only going to come from you. Nobody else has anything to do about it. You shared a story with me the other day about how you was working on your master's. Was it your master's?
Yes.
And your husband was like, oh, she's in there doing something. I don't know what she's doing. You know, and they were out there partying. And you were like, I'm getting this done.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
And I did it.
And you did it, you know? She did it because people are not wanting us to win. And I hate to, and sometimes, you know, it's like, man, Wanda, why do you say that? Because people remind me of they don't want us to win. So we have to figure out, you have to figure out who's really in your corner. And the people who really are in your corner will support you whether you're up or whether you're down. They will bring you a glass of water. They will take you to the store. They will bring you groceries if you can't buy any groceries. They will, you know, they will just say, you know what, encourage you to get up after you fall down. You know, they come see you when you're in the hospital. They don't just go meet you at the party. You know, so when you figure out who is in your corner, lean on that, but never forget that your greatest gift is in getting here. That's your greatest gift. When you made it here, it's up to you to do all the things in your category of what you want to do. And let's talk about this dreaming. You have to start dreaming. You have to set proper intentions. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this whole dreaming process and the benefits of dreaming. But we're going to take this short break, and we'll be right back, okay? Don't go nowhere.
Don't go nowhere.
Wrapped in brown paper bags, watching buildings burn as we all turn into ash, entangled in the end, gloveless. See, this is what I do. I pause these words to serenade you. Do I have your attention? It may take some time, so don't try to find it in this rhyme. My place is not for a petite bath. I'm here to soak down deep in your mind. And like a sponge, my desires to soak up all your thoughts. Play with Cupid's arrow until you get caught behind the sharp spear that whispers in your ear. From old school to new school ballads and iTunes, keep up with the snapping new jack. Yeah, you deserve a big pat on the back. Or should I sit in your lap, dancing? I'll be your private dancer. No money's needed. I'll do it for fun. Sex in the city or in the ride. Pull up in the driveway. Happy days. Baby, they're here to stay. Tickets to the show. Mystery, sci-fi, or drama. Bring on the comedy. Did I just wet my pants or was that a dream? Expand on them in detention. 15 rounds in the ring. Heavyweight champion. My heart is capable of more. And when you think of me, I want you to believe that our paths were destined to cross. You'll fall to the floor, knocked out. Because the joy in my heart was once lost. The writings on the wall. Was all that surgery necessary to get into MySpace, Facebook, or on my channel? I'm trying to create something new, different, and great. But just like playing chess, be careful of the next move you make. Return to planets of the apes, perhaps a kiss, maybe a hug. But one thing's for sure, I'll be there to show you love. Yeah, I'll be there to show you love.
Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D Hollis, the Motivational Queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.IamEnough365.com.
Hey, we're back inside of the I Am Enough talk show. I am Wanda D, and these are lovely co-hosts here, and we have our live studio audience. Y'all want to clap it up? Y'all want to give us some energy? Let's raise the vibration. Let's raise the vibration. Let's raise the vibration. Come on. I know y'all can do a better clap than that. Okay, let me see. What's y'all favorite cereal? Clap for your favorite cereal. Come on now. Woo! Come on now. Clap for your favorite cereal. So I hope y'all have enjoyed our first half. You know, we talked to the ladies about their processes and books. We shared some marketing tips. And I want our ladies to go to Facebook. I know we got Facebook scroll news going over here and over there. Anybody checking in? Anybody watching? Anybody saying anything?
Yes, we do have one person who put a comment up. Her name is Renata Crawford. Hi,
Hey,
Renata.
Hey, Renata.
Her comment was
Renata.
Renata. Okay,
Renata,
I'm sorry,
Renata.
love. And
Call
she
you to our
says
head,
the
not
Black
heart.
Edgar Allan Poe right there. She's talking about
Oh,
Shimia. That's her best
Shimia.
friend. That's her best friend.
Okay, Black Edgar Allan Poe. That's a big accomplishment. Okay.
And I'm not sure who's watching right now, but Leonard Goodwin, hi, Israel Izzy, Davila, Anthony Floyd, Ivan Williams, Marcy Bolden, Christy, Queen P, Christy Black, Morel, who's also an author.
All right.
Reginald Ross, that's my husband, y'all.
Okay. Hey, Reggie Ross.
Hey, babe. Nadia Gaither, Mike Shin, Andrew Pasley, Keith Adams, and a bunch of other people. So
Okay.
I don't know if you
We
wanted
full.
To...
We quite full. What
Yes,
about
yes,
what
yes.
about you? You guys.
I got my cousin. Shanyada. Shanyada Jackson. She's
Huh?
checking in.
Oh yeah. I know they messing up. We gonna find them. We gonna find them, Kush. We gonna break that money
cousin
on through
is-
today.
So my cousin is watching. One of my fans, LaDawn Thompson, she's
LaDawn
watching.
is watching.
Okay, I got a shout out to James Willis.
Shout out! Shout out!
James is
They
watching.
gonna know they gotta.
Yes, Ashley Hensley, she's watching. We have a bunch of people on here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Townsend,
Jonathan! Woo!
William
Jonathan.
Watkins. These are some of my childhood friends.
Childhood friends. Ain't nothing like
Yes,
that.
Omar Robinson,
Omar, power to the people.
Marisha Summy, Brian Miller. Oh man, I got a lot of people on here.
Yeah, you do. They support. We just want to
Yes.
thank y'all. And you know we on Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, you know, you name it, we there. Periscope. So, and we not checking all them other sites, but y'all could check them and tell the people hey for us, because we love all the people. Let's talk about real quick before we get into this book. And we'll just take it from you. We're here to talk about, we have these beautiful studio audience guests. Let's give it up for our guests. Okay. They are here because we're doing something first ever. We're getting ready to dive in deep to Beautiful and Hero, and we have some special people. So I want our special people to introduce. We're gonna start with the lady in purple blue. Y'all can't see her because she's not on the camera, but you want to get on the camera? No. Okay, she said no, and she said it firmly. No. Okay, so pretty lady, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello.
In the mic.
Oh, hello. I am from Alexia Mack. I'm Miss Hill Burton's friend from a couple of years.
Okay. Well, welcome to have you. All right, and that handsome gentleman sitting next to you, he looking at the screen. He real fascinated, but just introduce yourself, sir. Name, please.
Yes, I'm Anthony Mack.
Okay, Anthony. Moving right along. Okay, Kush, we want to get our guests in on the scene here on the other side so we can let everybody know who they are.
Hello, my name is Siobhan Black, and I am actually a co-worker of Miss Lindley. So,
Okay, push through co-worker, pass your mic, either way, to the right or the left.
Good evening. My name is Dawn Felton. I'm also an author, and I'm a supporter of Miss Hill Burton as well, author Hill Burton. And I met her at another book event, and I just said I had to be here to support her.
Awesome. So what? Before you leave, it would have been wrong either way. Yeah, because she already messed it up. So come this way and come behind, and we're good. So, pretty lady, can you tell us the name of your book and where we can find it? Give us a good pitch on your book, because we're selling books. We're selling books
yes,
today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, my name again is Dawn Felton. I'm an author, and you can find me on Facebook with Dawn Felton Authorpreneur or Dawn Felton. All Instagram _Dawn Felton, as well as Twitter _Dawn Felton. And my book is called Let Go of Your Heart. And I love when you ask me to pitch, because I have so much up here that.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, thanks for calling Status Network. This is Wanda, the I Am Enough talk show. How can I help you? No, it's not over. How can I help you?
Oh.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I was just calling in. I probably missed the 7 o'clock show.
No, this is the 7 o'clock show. Who are you calling for?
Oh, it was somebody supposed to be on there, Jerry Savage.
Miss Jerry.
Miss Jerry Savage, yes, she is. She's went away from the table. She was sitting right next to me. This empty mic here was where she was, but she's here. And I guess you're a caller, so you won a book. So come on, Miss Jerry, you got a caller on the line. Woo woo! Woo woo! Woo woo! Okay, so ma'am,
Yes.
you want to tell? We're excited that you called. Can you tell? We want to make you feel good. Maybe not.
Hello? Yes.
Who's calling? What's your name, sweetie?
Rose Boyd.
Rose Boyd. Talk to Rose.
Hey,
She's
Rose.
scared of me.
Hey.
Hey, Rose, thanks for calling
Hey,
in.
Jerry. Oh.
Wow,
Did Rose,
you won.
did Rose win?
Yes.
Rose, you won the book.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
All right.
So we want to thank you for calling in, Rose, and hopefully you will keep enjoying the show. Are you watching or are you just
Okay.
calling in?
Well, I tried to watch it, but I just couldn't get to what I was supposed to get to watch it.
Okay, well, we're going to have to fix that problem for you. So you keep calling in and you keep coming back because Miss Jerry will be around on the I Am Enough talk show for a few more episodes. Okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, have a great day.
All right. Bye.
So, yes. Carry
got
on.
one and number
Carry on. We must carry
Thank
on.
Miss Rose for calling in. She won that book. So y'all know that y'all can call in. There's 2 more books to call in and win. We're giving away books. Miss Jerry is giving away her beautiful book. So y'all want to call on in the show so y'all can take advantage of that. So tell us, darling, about this elevator pitch when I said that. You said it sparked something.
Well, actually, I say that I have so many thoughts in my head. As an author, I have so many thoughts, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, here it is. Now it's time for me to pitch. And I try to say, okay, what am I going to pitch about? So I actually have to draw. What I do when I write is I think of a log line, and that helps me get the elevator pitch out. So my first novel that I wrote and published in 2016 is called Let Go of Your Heart. And that book is about when the hottest DJ in Tampa Bay meets straight from New York, VP of corporate training. He is convinced that he must change or risk her friendship forever. So that was my first book. And that's a fiery tale of companionship where you have two individual people who come from 2 different areas of the United States. One's from New York, one's from Detroit, but they meet each other in Tampa Bay.
You know that's my city.
Yeah, that's just like.
And they meet each other in Tampa Bay. And so when they meet, they automatically think because they're different that they're not going to be friends, they're not going to be intimate, they're not going to have a relationship. And they find out that they could be fast friends through music. As I mentioned, the DJ, he's a DJ and she's a connoisseur of hip-hop music. My second novel is Forever Fabulous, and the pitch for that is an editor-in-chief of a glamour magazine and female counterpart of a super couple defines the double standard of how to move on after separating from her domineering husband by moving on with one of his younger clients.
Ooh, that sounds saucy. Saucy. All right, well, and you told them how to get in touch with you, right? Tell them again.
Actually, yes. My name again is Dawn Felton, and Facebook, that's Dawn Felton Entrepreneur, or Instagram and Twitter with _ Dawn Felton.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dawn. We appreciate that. So, gentlemen, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Jeff Jones. I'm a reader of Hero and Beautiful. Well, Beautiful and Hero.
Okay.
The first book.
Okay. Okay, hold the mic. We don't want it. We got our mics over here. You keep your mic over there. We're going to keep our mic over here. So take it away. What are we asking our lovely studio audience?
Hey,
You can start with your first question.
Okay,
for your
fine.
audience.
All right, so this is the time now that we're gonna do the Q&A for Beautiful and Hero. And if you've read Beautiful Hero: A Little Devotion, you can go ahead and ask a question from that too. The synopsis for Beautiful and Hero is an unorthodox love story about an older woman and a much younger man who get in a very roller coaster ride of a relationship because she's 28 and he is 16.
Ooh, it's the reverse.
Yes. Does love
okay?
matter? Does age matter when it comes to matters of the heart? Okay?
Get up. Okay, we got to get Miss Jerry
Miss
right.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Right, Miss Jerry.
Yeah, she gonna take care of it.
All right.
So first question.
Yep, you go
Anybody
ahead and
want to
start
take the first?
calling in
And
for
you know
your
what?
question.
I'm real curious because we have the person that read the manuscript.
Yes.
What did you think when you first read that book? I mean, what was your thoughts?
I instantly loved the book. Oh, I instantly loved the book. So like when I first read the book, I think she only had one chapter wrote, so I had to wait on her to write the next.
So you was
chapter,
like
so I
reading
knew-
as she went along. Okay, that was hot.
That's good.
So what's one of your favorite parts about the book? What stands out the most?
To be honest with you, it was so many years ago. So
Okay.
I would have to do a little proofread or something.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get into that. We got some heavy hitters. They ready to take over anyway.
Right, yes.
Okay. But I want to thank you for coming. And we were talking about support. It's nothing like getting that kind of support, especially in the beginning, to kind of keep pushing you along.
Right.
So thank you for being a great
You're
friend.
welcome. I really
Yeah,
do.
really.
I really do.
Okay, so over there, same question. What did you? How did you? And this is a couple that read the book, so that's real fascinating.
With Shamia, she is a beast at this.
Talking
in
to
the
Mike.
mornings, she's actually kind of sort of my coffee because we see each other in the mornings early. So
Okay.
I get these golden nuggets of stories and brainstorms and different things that kind
Wow.
of get my day going. So one morning she was talking about her book and I was like, I used to be an avid reader. I will not tell a tale. I have not picked up a book since her book in over 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to love reading books, but life happened. Kids, work, how that happened. So I wanted to just say that she's actually gotten me back into the passion of wanting to pick up a book again.
Okay.
And that's a good thing.
So
In doing this, she sparked someone else's interest in
nothing
picking
like
up a
your
book.
husband reading with your
Absolutely.
child. That's intimacy on a whole nother level.
It is. So we started off reading together, but for some strange reason, as I started flowing through the pages, mine just kind of, the rocket just, so I'm done, and he's kind of still,
Still reading.
But he gets his enjoyment from me saying, okay, well, guess what? In this chapter, so
Okay.
his interest is kind of, so he's going to have to catch up because I'm actually on the second book now.
Okay.
And so I told her the other day I was excited about coming on the show and supporting her, but I was letting her know every chapter I got to, I was like, okay, I got 30 more pages to read. And I read it, and she has this gift of making the stories just flow.
Wow.
To the point where when I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, I just read 30 more pages. I'm already on another chapter already.
Yeah.
I ended up literally finishing the book in about, I would say, maybe about 2 hours, which surprised me because, like I said, 15 years since picking up a book. I was kind of feeling bad about it. I was like, wait a minute, come on.
Yeah. Well, life,
Actually sparked something in me
A little
that's
sparker.
just
Look
making
at you,
me
little sparker.
want to just continue reading. But like I said, she's a beast at this. And my questions were actually answered on the panel. I wanted to ask her where her ideas come from. Where does she get this passion? Another question, like when you get these ideas and say you get what they call writer's block, which I'm sure that exists, what do? Do you trash the story? Do you put it to the side? Do you switch it up
So
into a
that's a
whole
good
nother
question.
That's a
direction?
good question. I can answer that.
What do you do when you get writer's block?
Okay, so I can answer that question. we all get writer's block.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. You get writer's block, especially if the story's not flowing in the right direction, or sometimes it splits. You know, it'll split. You'll want to go to the left, or you want to go to the right, and you're trying to figure out which way you're going to go. I usually have to take time back, and then what I do is I'll write half of this one, half of this one. Like you said, you have to feel it. So, well, Jerry says you have to feel it. So I'll feel which side feels a little bit better. I may want it later. So I may be like, okay, I won't do it now. I might save it for a second book. And then, you'll hold it off. But that's usually what I do when I get writer's block. Usually the time I'm writing, I'm listening to music that is going to go with the flow of the story.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to go with the flow of the story. So as long as I have that, then I'm good too.
Okay. So that's what you do when you get writer's block.
Yeah, I gotta take just take a little time back.
Take a little time back
and be like, okay.
Get refocused.
Yeah, you gotta refocus yourself, because sometimes you'll have ideas coming so fast that once you start reading it back, and make sure you're proofreading, of course. When you start proofreading it, it's not going together. It doesn't flow right, and then you'll be like, oh, I don't want this. Like, no, you do. You just may not want it in that second. So
and you know what? I think too, to piggyback off what you said, when you get writer's block, like you said, you may need to just go back and read what you've written. Like to go back to some other chapters and just start reading what you've written, because that'll trigger something in you too. So maybe instead of you writing, maybe this is a great time for you to read. So then it'll kind of unlock something there too.
I like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the 5 heartbeats. That scene where he was writing
And
he
they
kept
doing
balling it up and throwing it away, and then his sister came in there. What are you doing?
And she started picking it up,
and she was just singing it.
Uh-huh.
That is so awesome, because, like she said, you might not need it right then, but you'll need it later on. So it's always good to just keep writing, So that's
it.
good. I like that.
I love it. Yeah, good, great question. Have another question? Not right now.
I have a question.
Oh, okay.
So what motivated you to write? Like, cause I know, like when we was doing security work, like I don't know if we was just sitting there and you just decided to write, or what was it?
Okay, so the things that motivate me to write, it all depends
Great
on
question.
what I want to write at the time. Because the one thing about my mind, and everyone knows this, and Shalon knows this, you know this, I am constantly coming up with ideas in my head, and I'm always pre-acting them out sometimes. So I'll if I'm walking around, when I used to walk around, I'd be acting it out. I'm like, okay, they're having an argument, they're doing this, okay, cool, Those are my motivations to be like, okay, when I get back to the desk, I got to write this down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I go, this, that, and the third, I got to write it down. My motivation for writing is I kind of hear the characters being like, okay, you going to get done? You going to finish? You going to keep me hanging? This is what we going to do? And I'm like, no, I got it. Sometimes you need that little, little devil on your shoulder sometimes, or the little angel on your shoulder being like, hey, guess what? You're not done yet. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep like, hey, you need to keep writing. There's something in you that you haven't finished saying. And then when you finally say that one key part, then it's like, aha,
I got it.
Oh my God. and then it goes into a frenzy.
Good stuff. I am Penny is trying to call in, but she called my number. So I'm giving her the studio number to call. So Penny, call that number. I sent you that number.
Penny, please call the number.
Penny did call. I just didn't answer my phone because I'm like, and then praise God that I said, who is this? And she said, Shimia's friend. Like, I'm like, well, why are you calling my number? Okay, but I know now, So anyway, so she'll be calling. She's going to call any minute now. I want to hear from the gentleman because he hasn't said anything. Is he not speaking today?
Oh no, I'm fine.
Okay, they just took the mic and talking for you and all this other kind of stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask him a question.
We ain't going for it.
No. Every morning I ask what's going on with the book. Trying to father myself and reading the book. She tell me keep reading. And my day is kind of hectic with me trying to work and run around and then trying to at least put a couple pages in every day. So I'm not ready, as you know, to talk much about the book.
Okay.
You know.
But just in so far what you've read, what did you find the most? What have you found the most interesting so far in the book?
Well, the way, I guess thinking of like Darius. Okay, I keep getting his name wrong.
She gave him some difficult names though.
Yeah, I was calling him Darius.
Yeah.
I did. I said Darius, and when I said it to her, she quickly was
like that's one of her
That ain't his
kids.
name.
Like
Right.
to pronounce his name right. They really do.
It's too funny because in the story, in the actual
Could be
physical
Darius.
book, in the physical book, Darius actually spells out his name and explains his name because I got that so much. Darius actually spells out his name and pronounces it. And he also tells why he has that name instead of
You
Darius.
probably did that because of how you
Because
have to
people-
do
yeah,
do
because
your
people-
name, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've been Shamia.
She did that. She gave him a difficult name because he has a difficult name because she has a difficult name. She set that up like that. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
actually, it was more or less because everybody kept calling him Darius.
Yeah.
They called him Darius more. They called him Darius more than anything. Every time I got somebody, they was like Darius. I'm like, do you not see the E?
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Oh,
We
put
don't.
me out
We don't
there.
see it. We don't see it. We thinking
You
that
don't
it's a
get the word?
typo. We thinking it's a typo. Oh, she just added that little E in there. Yeah, all through the book. Oh no. That's he's just pronounced. It's French.
Yeah.
Or something.
But,
Yeah.
the way they carry themselves about each other, the way they love each other,
Okay.
you know, like coming home from work, you know, out of all the stuff they got going on, they checking on each other.
Okay, let me answer this call.
Okay.
Hey, caller. This is the I Am Enough talk show. Who's calling?
This is Penny Scott. I'm a friend of Shimia's. Hi, Shimia.
Hey, Penny.
We finally got you back. You have a question or a comment about the book or anything?
A comment. Shimia and I go way back, and I read her book. She read mine.
Okay.
And one, I want to say that I think the book was written very well. It was, even though it's a touchy situation regarding the characters and what the book is about. It was written very well, and it wasn't written in a bad or say raunchy way, so to speak. It was written very tasteful, even for that type of, it's a different situation, older woman with a much younger man. But it still was written very tasteful. Shimmy and I go way back. She told me about her book. I told her about mine. She read my book. I read hers. And we just gave each other good vibes. She was behind me 100% with my book. And I just want to show her the same, for hers. And Shimmy, I wish you all the best. I want to get my hands on that second book so I can read that too. But I just want to really wish her well and thank her for encouraging me to continue to go forward with mine.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I love you, Penny.
Well, thank you, Penny. Thanks for calling in, and you're number 2. So you won. Actually, you won another book. Would you like for us to send you your book that you won?
Yes, please.
Okay, so what we're going to do, I have your number. We're going to reach out to you and get your address and all that kind of stuff and take care of you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you for calling in the I Am Enough talk show.
Me and Penny. Oh, we got another person.
No, that's me talking.
Oh, sorry.
We got 2. We got one more caller.
One more.
Who's next?
Who's next?
Yeah, Penny and me go back. We worked at Bank of America together. See, these are people that see what you're seeing is literally the transition of my
Stories.
writing style.
Yeah.
So you get to see the people who actually read the manuscript, people that are actually my new fans, people who are my old fans, people who have been with me during the process of actually writing. So all these people that are coming in are actually a part of Beautiful and Heroic to me.
Awesome.
So
I
I
have-
really, really appreciate it.
I have a question. Why do you think Carla was so attracted to the guy that I mispronounce his name all the
Oh
time?
man, okay. So I don't get that question a lot. So the attraction, because when let's be clear.
Or you wrote it, yeah.
Yes, let's be clear. Because of the age groups, a lot of people didn't see what's she seeing him. I mean, he's 16. What can he do? Da 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 da. And you have someone in the characters in there who actually go at her about that. But Darius has such a more mature type of personality in the story. And he's got a mature personality in the story. So with that being stated, he does things that she may not have had done in a while. Mm-hmm. The certain stuff, the way he pampers her and this, that, and the third, it's on another level to what she's actually had before. Mm. So that's the reason why I think the attraction was so strong between the two of them.
Wow. And a lot of what I like about the book was that, the age difference, but you flipped it, because we see most of the time we see where the lady is younger than a man, and that's acceptable. Yes. So why is it that you wanted to go in that direction instead of being
okay? So the reason I did it is because let's be honest. Okay, when it's a male and a female, that's an older male and a younger female. People who look at it, they do scrutinize it a lot, especially if the age groups are really, really far apart. But back in the day, that was acceptable. Mm-hmm. But for a male, and we have two males here, is it not as a giant problem for a man to actually be like, oh yeah, I'm messing with a older woman. Oh yeah, you get props for that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So for him to being a guy, it's like, oh, I get props for it. That's something that I wanted to kind of show that society wasn't as upset. They were upset from maybe a legal standpoint because of the year that I wrote it.
Yeah, she could have went to jail.
Yeah, definitely. Because I wrote it based for 1999.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? I am so glad, and we're gonna actually, I can't wait. We were supposed to have been doing the launching of the new book, but it wasn't ready. No. So when we get ready to do that, then I'm going to ask my studio audience to come back so we can celebrate. Are y'all willing to come back and celebrate the new book? Yay! The new book will be out soon. Yes. Soon. So wait for it.
The Infringed Heart.
The Infringed Heart will be out soon. And I just want to thank everybody. Time just flies by. We have exhausted our time on the I Am Enough talk show, I know. And you feel better, co-host?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good, because we were concerned about you. So let's give everybody a hand and thank everybody for coming. We really appreciate it. I just want y'all to understand that here is where it goes down on the I Am Enough talk show every first and third Sunday. You can catch us here. On that third Sunday, we do what's called our Women in Biz section, where we bring our women on to talk about their business. Today, we talked about the process of becoming an author. Next time, we don't know yet, but stay tuned because it's always juicy. We're coming up on the holidays, so I just want to encourage everybody to, love on yourself, love on other people, check on people, because you never know what somebody is going through, because they don't always tell you what they're going through. So just be mindful and to know that this is a time of year where people tend to get depressed. The seasons change. The money isn't right. But let us remember that if you're winning, it's our responsibility to help other people win. So if you're feeling good, go out and make somebody else feel great. Okay? Okay. All right then. So I want to just thank y'all for tuning in, and you please download that app, the not the I Am Enough app, the Status Network app. So download that app and keep following in and keep coming back. We'll be here every first and third Sunday right here on the I Am Enough talk show. Bye. We love you, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Bye for now. Y'all got a song y'all want to sing?